All right, what's going on, everybody? This week has been one hell of a freaking week, hasn't it? All right, first off, you know what I mean? In case I just don't get to it, you know what I mean? Because this really is not a comedy show. This is a radio show, so sometimes I'm gonna be funny, but I might be really factual, okay? And so the FDA has finally approved the Pfizer vaccine, right? Yesterday or today, right? In my humblest opinion, I think that should have been done weeks and months ago, not while our our fearless leader over here is going through some real hot stuff, right? I mean, he's in the real fire hot seat, right? And I mean that, right? I mean, come on. You got everybody. You got the world. You got all of our allies. You even have our enemies going, what the freak is going on in the USA? You know what I'm saying? And I have to tell you, people, I just have to tell you really quick. This is happening. This is reality. All right? You're not in a dream. Pinch yourself right now. Pinch yourself. Right? Yeah, that hurt. Yeah, because you're awake. This is happening. This is real life. This is all the way live, folks. Can you imagine that? You know what I mean? 2020, everybody thought was like, oh my God, can we just get to 2021? And nothing can be worse than 2020. And then the universe said, oh, wait. I got you. Don't even trip. And look. So can people stop saying, can it get any worse? Because it will. And it will, and it will, and it will, and it will, and it will. All right? So stop it. I think they'll stop the hammering before it stops getting worse. And I think it's about to get even more worse before it gets better. I think it's about to be a really, really dark winter this time. And I think it's for real. Not like last time, which was really short and not that dark. And I'm in the Pacific Northwest. All right, listen. The thing about the vaccine, real quick. All right, I mean, they really want you to get the vaccine. All right, and maybe you should, you know. But I also think that I don't really know you. I don't know your medical stuff, and I think maybe you should go talk to a freaking doctor and not be listening to this stuff by people who can't even get this stuff right. Right? So go talk to your doctor and maybe get the freaking vaccine. Right? If it works for you. But what I'm saying is, don't think that just because of the timing and the timing and the timing, which does seem, and I just said it, does seem ironic, right? But two things, like Ben Shapiro always says, two things can't happen at once, right? And this could just be a coincidence that kind of does help him in the moment, right? But what I think is people need, I mean, there's a lot of people, I mean, on the left and on the right that are all about conspiracy theories right now, when just a few years ago you were like schmoes, and it was kind of weird to be called that, right? And so I think we all need to take a step back. I think we need to get a brown paper bag and breathe in it a little bit, calm down, take a step back, and realize that doctors are not, the research doctors doing the vaccines and stuff are not these politicians, and they're not Anthony Fauci. They're not, you know what I mean? There are good people that work at CNN. There's good people that work at Fox News. There are good people that work in our government, right? Just because the people out here that are speaking it and being the spokespersons for it are not that great does not mean that great work has not been done, right? And we have to at least acknowledge that part of the fact of life, right? And what I'm saying is, I was talking to my mom earlier about this kind of stuff, right? And it's like look at, because she was saying the same kind of stuff. Oh, it's not really ironic that this comes out when Biden's in a hot seat, right? Look, like I was telling her, look, like a toll road never goes away, right? Like a government research program never goes away, right? There's a lot of these stuff that never just goes away, right? And all this kind of stuff. But that doesn't mean, right, that just because we stopped hearing about this kind of stuff that the doctors do and stuff like that, right, does not mean that they've stopped working on it, right? And like just like well, for instance, just like with the veterinary stuff, right? There's a lot of medicines that humans use, that dogs use, and other animals use, right? And they found out during research that that's possible, right? Even though it was FDA approved for this and for that, just like with Viagra and Cialis, right? Viagra was originally for blood pressure, right? And then they found out that it was giving everybody erections, right? And then, oh, hey, we can use it for this, right? And the research continued and continued and continued, right? This is, so they a lot of smart people in the rooms gathered a lot of research together, mixed it together, got it together, and then they came up with this, right? Just because the people speaking about it got it wrong doesn't mean that it's wrong, right? And I'm not shilling for it. I'm just trying to give people some perspective to look at, because everybody's so polarized, right? Everybody's really extreme to the right, really extreme to the left, and I'm just over here in the middle, like, can we all just get along? Can we all just be friends and family like this? You know what I mean? Remember when we all used to be like that? Remember when we all used to be able to say stuff and just go have a beer and go play ball? Remember that? Remember that? Can we get back to that kind of stuff? We need to. We really do. You know what I mean? And what I'm saying is, even though in my family, like, we might say mean things, we might be harsh on each other, we might get in tiffs and fights and scuttlebutt fights and everything else like that, but at the end of the day, we still say we love each other, and we move on. You know what I mean? Bygones are bygones. You know what I mean? It's all in love. If we didn't love each other, we wouldn't say it, and we wouldn't mean it, and it wouldn't be so extreme and hostile. It wouldn't be so agitating, right? It wouldn't be so frustrating if we all didn't at least have some type of love there. You know what I mean? It might not be agape love like in Greek, right? But it's some kind of love, right? I mean, Greeks have 17 words for love, for the different levels of love, right? I mean, in America, we just go, oh, I love you. Oh, whoa, that's creepy, dude. Oh my God, bro, right? But that's because there's different levels to this shit. You know what I'm saying? And we all need to remember that. But let's get into this, right? First of all, real quick, Governor Andrew Cuomo's last day was today. He's out of the office. He's homeless. He's living with his sister. He tried to get rid of his dog Captain. He tried to pawn it off on his aides and stuff, but since it bites and it's like a I don't know, it's a pretty old husky mix. Probably never trained it. Pees all in the house and stuff like that. Never housebroke it, right? Checks out. But then he tried to ditch it. So, get a load of that, right? Who would do that? Right? I got my little dog mascot right here, right? So, let's get into this, right? Those are some of your headlines. Last week, Joe Biden was everywhere, in every which way on this. Hey, Tucker was talking about this last week, too, real quick. Do you see right here where it looks like Joe Biden has gone orange? It does look like he's gone orange, doesn't it? What's in the White House? What's in the water? Okay, but remember he said that he didn't see anybody, like our allies, accusing him or talking bad about him, saying that he got this wrong, condemning him on his decision, which, hey, Tapioca Joe, this is what you said. You said, I made the decision and I stand by the decision. It's yours, right? You're the guy, right? All right. Well, you also said that you didn't hear anybody condemning it, right? Our allies, right here. We don't need to get into it because it's 6:33 minutes. Look, there's three of them, right? You got Boris Johnson. You got, I can't remember her, mate. Theresa May. And, you got that, oh man, I can't remember this guy's name, but he's pretty good too. So, I think he's a lieutenant colonel, light colonel. I can't remember his name right now, forgive me, but, you know, it is what it is. But, you know, he was talking about how he should be court-martialed. Boris Johnson talking about how shameful this is, and Theresa May is talking about how disgraceful this is and how it makes us all look weak. Right? And they're pushing for the deadline to go back because they can't, with the math, we don't even know how many people are there. They want to get our people out. They're actually leaving the airport, right? And they have their deltas, their special teams, going door to door and getting their people out. Biden had to call, hey guys, can you guys stop doing that? Because you're making me look really, really bad over here. And they're, no. America has forgot to America, folks. And that's what it seems like, right? We need to start America again, folks. We need to start America againing. right? If it was such a great decision, why is even Sky News, right? Sky News, that's like England, New Zealand, Australia, and stuff like that. I watch all this kind of stuff. I watch CNN, I watch Fox News, I watch MSNBC, I watch it all, right? Sky News, right? Australia, and stuff. They've been talking a lot about how wrong this whole decision has been. You don't never pull out our soldiers first and leave a big old hostage situation worse than Benghazi, worse than Saigon, worse than anything in American history. And then say, I stand by it. It was Trump's decision. It was this guy. You got Jake Sullivan blaming the people there, saying they didn't fill out the paperwork and they couldn't email us, right? Why would anybody there stranded there have to email and do any of that kind of stuff? You know what I'm saying? That's not how this works, folks. Why would Sky News, if this was a great decision and everybody stands by it, right? Why would they be accusing you of abandoning Afghanistan, right? Why would they be condemning you right there? Why are you getting lost on your way home from Marine One, going to the White House when you've been in office for 50 years and you were vice president of the in the White House for 8 years? You should know your way around there like the back of your hand, right? But there you are, getting lost, right? We don't need to play these, right? I'm just going to show you real quick, right? We are going to play this real quick. And my power went out. Ain't that great? Okay. Yeah. Anyway, we'll just keep on going. That doesn't matter. I don't need to show you the receipts. Isn't that right? Okay, fine. Right? Anthony Blinken, right? You got Joe Biden saying, hey, Al-Qaeda's gone, right? Why do we need to be in Afghanistan, right? He's making deals with the Taliban, right? The Taliban, he's asking for safe passage to right there, right? This does not look like a withdrawal. This does not look like anything. Even if, look, Joe Biden said, I want to win. Look, I don't want to send any more sons and daughters there. There was 2,500 soldiers. He took them out. He sent 6,000 to 7,000 of them in there. He won't let them leave, right? Okay, that's cool. Whatever. Make that decision. You gave away Bagram, right? The fortified base with 2 airstrips that could have got more people out, right? Okay, fine. Well, we could be at Karzai Airport, whatever, right? What I'm saying though is, why are you saying everything contradicting your own administration, and why has nobody been fired? Why is there no impeachment proceedings? Why is none of this happening? Why does Jake Sullivan still have a job? Why does Anthony Blinken still have a job? Why does Lloyd Austin still have a job? You know what I'm saying? These are blunders upon blunders. Nobody's been fired. Nobody's even been talking about being fired. Americans are stranded in Afghanistan. Jen Psaki says it's irresponsible to Peter Doocy saying when anyone asked that. But yet you look at. If you cannot leave somewhere and no one's really coming to get you, and you can't get to where they say to get, if you can get it there, right, at the airport, but if you can't get there, right, because you're stuck because there's checkpoints everywhere, right? And it's chaotic. There's a chaos upon chaos. How are you supposed to get there? How are you going to get out? How are you going to get home? And how is that down to the little definition of being stranded? Right? I mean, come on. So, what needs to happen, right? Kamala Harris needs to come out and tell us what's really going on, what her plan would be, right? Because Joe Biden is not competent for the job. He does not seem up for the job. And the video I was going to show you real quick, right? Instead, the reporter asks him, "Hey, people don't think you're competent and up for this job, right?" And he goes, "I haven't heard that, whatever." But hold on, and he pulls out the answer sheet, just like the little cue card, the little index card he has for the little reporters on which ones he asks, which one he calls out on with their little face on it. He pulls it out of his pocket. He goes, "Hold on, everybody knows I have these cards." He pulls it out and then reads the answer from the card. Does that sound like somebody that's really confident for the job? If you were at an airplane, right, and you're going in the airplane, and someone's like, and you're like, "Hey, I don't know if this pilot can fly the plane," right? And you ask him, and then all of a sudden he pulls out that manual, right? Would you be feeling very confident about that pilot going forward? I don't think we would, right? I think the things is people need to go, and we need to actually start building some more confidence and some more credibility, right, with our allies and around the world. There's no way, right? There's reports ISIS and Al-Qaeda and the Taliban are posting up by the airport, firing on us and want us to leave and wanted to make it look like we're leaving in a surrender. This is not a withdrawal. Okay, if we're withdrawing, right, why do we always have to ask them? And why does the Taliban say if we don't meet the 31st deadline, there will be consequences and everything else, right? Why did you leave all of our military equipment there, right? Why don't you know how many people are there? Why aren't you doing anything about it? Why aren't you taking any questions? Look, it's like a marriage, right? You could be in a marriage and living together, right? The marriage could be over. There could be no love there. You guys could be arguing, and it could be really, really over, right? But you haven't finalized the papers, and you haven't moved out. That does not, right? So, but Joe Biden's logic is just because you haven't finalized the paper and you haven't moved out, the divorce, you're still married, and it's a love marriage, right? No. That's not it. The war was over a long time ago. Nobody was getting died. Nobody was getting shot for 18 months. Nobody was, right? So it's the symbolicness. Just like wear your mask and everything else. It's symbolic. It's a symbolic gesture. And these symbolic gestures are getting Americans and everybody else in Afghanistan and around the world hurt. Right? There's going to be another conflict. We're going to have to go back in. We're going to have to do this. We're going to have to rectify this. We're going to have to get our people back out if they won't let us back in. What's going to be the consequences of that, and who's going to be to blame for that, and what you know what I mean? There's more questions than answers than anything else, and all we get is nothing, silence. Hey, this was my decision. Hey, this is Jake Sullivan's pretty much like, this is what success looks like. He's got to go. Jake Sullivan has to go. Lloyd Austin has to go. Anthony Blinken has to go. You know what I mean? We cannot move any further with Joe Biden, who like 40 to 60% of Americans to have no confidence in, right? I mean, come on, man. It's time. The time is now, folks. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how it is.